Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly from cookingwithkimberly.com, and tonight I'm showing you something that's not very pleasant to have to do, but it's necessary to do sometimes, especially if you want to purchase fish in a more inexpensive or more fresh way. Now, you can buy fish whole, and they come pretty darn cheap, especially if you catch them on a nice deal. Now, these are little mackerels, and I got them in a great big bag, and only issue with these mackerel is that they're not filleted. I have the heads on, the guts are still inside. Yeah, they're not edible. They're not ready. So you need to prepare them. Hold on, I need to grab something. Hold on. So you need to prepare them to get them ready to eat. Now, I've done them before. If you want to check the site, you can check that out. It was a recipe for mackerel. I stuffed it with cedar leaves and things like lemon and cedar leaves, and that was amazing. But see, I didn't need to cut the head off, and I kept the tail on. I just cleaned out the insides. But today I'm going to do a stew, a fish soup or a fish stew. Not in this video, but I'm just going to show you what to do to get these prepared to do something with, for something like that. All right, so first things first, sharp knife. Make sure you're sharpening your knife. Make sure nice and sharp. Okay, this right here is a Mercer Renaissance knife. I got it from ProChefGearPlus.com. It's a 6-inch flexible boning knife. When you sharpen your knives, make sure you wipe them off after, because you might have little shavings, the metal shavings. So this is a flexible knife, and it's perfect for filleting. Check it out. See how that bends? You're able to actually hug the fish, the skin, and slice the skin off. Now, I'm not going to be taking the skin off because I actually want to keep it on for this purpose, because it's going to be in some liquid and I need it to hold that meat together. So I'm trying to disassemble it, however, trying to keep it, the integrity of it as best I can to keep it from falling apart in my pot. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these guys. Here we go. And I'm going to show you what to do. Now, this is definitely a squeamish task. If you are squeamish, do not watch. Just don't watch, okay? Buy fish already filleted or whatever you want to do. So here we go. I'll move you closer because you can't really see. Okay. You won't see my face, but you'll see my fish, okay? Here we go. Now I'm also using, I might have to use this little paring knife. This is a paring knife. It is from Mercer Renaissance as well. You can get it from ProChefGearPlus.com. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice. Let's do it this way. Slice from the head. Can you guys see? From the right underneath the neck. Slice in all the way to the tail. Yes, it's very gross. Just sit tight. You'll be okay. Now, I'm going to open up this fish because I need to get the guts out. This is, the next task is the guts, okay? So just do it as fast as you can. Try not to look so much, you know. It's got to be done, guys. Like, you can't eat the fish without the guts out, and there's no other option. So if you want to eat it, go on and take those guts out, okay? I'm also going to teach you something else about this fish. Yes, again, this is a mackerel. Now, most fish are the same. You just get anything that is not meat, you can tell it's just, it's guts and it's organs and things, and you don't want that, right? We don't need organs, we don't need guts. So just scrape those suckers out. Don't mistake it for meat. Now, this fish has quite a few bones. We're going to kind of ignore that. Now, check this out inside this fish. See that bloodline running down the spine? That is, like I said, it's a bloodline, okay? And the problem with it is that you have the kidneys with that bloodline. So we want to try and clean that out as best we can so that we don't eat that. We don't want to eat it, so you might have to just scrape that out. At this point, I'm going to cut the head off because I don't need the head for what I'm doing for this purpose. Off goes the head. Sorry, I know it's kind of tough stuff to deal with sometimes. Okay. All right, so now I'm just finding this kidney. It's right next to the spine. You'll see it right next to the spine. And I'm just going to ever so gently work that out of that meat. Oh, the whole line. And then you might want to use your spoon to scrape the rest of that out. And you might have to work with it a little bit. You don't want that in there at all because it's the waste of your fish. Now the kidneys are kidneys, that gets rid of our urine, etc. And it's the same thing for these fish. You don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. Maybe you guys do, but I don't. All right, so I'm actually going to leave, in this case, because these are smaller fish, as you can see. I'm actually going to leave the bone, the spine, and these other bones intact. And now I'm just cutting off that tail. I don't want a tail in there. All right, so I'm going to actually throw this in whole like this into my stew. That's how you clean it. I'm going to rinse it off out of this cold water. Don't use warm water because you run the risk of cooking it. Don't like turn your water on full blast because you are going to possibly wreck that, tear up that meat that you don't want to wreck. So now that's beautiful. Completely clean 2 fillets. Got me? Of 1 fish. Now, hold on. Let's talk. Let's talk now. Okay, so basically, you can do this with bigger fish and smaller fish. It's all pretty much the same thing, pretty close anatomy. Only thing that's going to differ slightly is going to be their fins. You know, some of them have spikes. Be very careful. Some fish have really sharp teeth, etc. Don't go in their mouths, and you don't need to. Chop the head off. Don't deal with it, okay? Again, this is a mackerel. This is how you clean it and prepare it and get it ready. Tonight I'm making soup, so be sure that you check out that recipe if you want to see what happened with this fish. And that's it. Make sure you check me out on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim, E with a capital E. Make sure you check out the fan page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. All my shows are on YouTube. It's youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. And the site is cookingwithkimberly.com. That's where all the recipes are. All right, everybody. Make sure you eat deliciously. Be a champion in your kitchen.